I think the Kona Honzo has a cult-like following, and there's more Honzo lovers out there than just about any other hardtail. And I love seeing people love a brand and a model. This is the Honzo Dl, the Honzo Deluxe. It's the higher end Honzo. Let me tell you a little bit about it. This is not a stock build. This is from my buddy Kenny. My buddy Kenny builds cool hardtails, ones that I can't get a hold of, and he calls me up and says, hey, look at the cool bike I've got in. You want to borrow it and review it? So here it is. Thank you so much, Kenny. I made a few tweaks. I put my 140 mil Cane Creek helm on. I'm running my own 1-up carbon bars and my Ergon GD1 grips. The rest is all Kenny's bike. So this is a size medium. We've got a 450 mil reach. We have a 66 degree head angle. And we've got a 417 chainstay. The Honzos all have the same rear end, no matter if it's the ST, Steel, the regular Honzo, or the ESD, or this DL. They're all the same chainstay length. I shouldn't say they have the same rear end. They have the same rear end measurement. The rear ends are different on them. This is aluminum frame. It's got some interestingly shaped chainstays. I have no idea why they shape it this way. I've never seen anything like that. It's really, really interesting. All of the brake routing is external. Thank you, Kona. That is huge on a hardtail. The dropper goes in the down tube and in the seat tube. We're seeing that a lot. The shifter goes internal only right here, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I'd rather just leave it external if you're only going to put it internal for a foot. But that's not a deal breaker. Internal shifter cable isn't bad. That's easy to route. You don't have to bleed anything. This is a custom build. It's got GX Eagle on it. We've got an i9 hub. We'll listen to that at the end. SRAM G2 brakes. Yeah, we've got a Fox Transfer 150. Kona shortened the seat tube on this, so thank goodness. They used to have these massive gussets. It still has a gusset for some reason, but it's smaller. And now we can fit a 150 mil dropper slammed. We've got a straight seat tube, which I love to see. That means we can run longer dropper posts in these. They've also slackened the head angle out for this year to 66. And that's a big deal. That was the head angle and the ride quality were the two hang-ups that I had about all the Honzos I've ridden in the past. It was a 68 before, and it just didn't feel right with that long reach. In my opinion, you can't just lengthen the reach and not change the head angle. You're going to ruin the way a bike rides. If it's long and modern but steep, that front end's going to plow because you have to turn with the bars still, but then you have to get over the front. When you're over the front and turning with the bars, things get weird. So when you slacken it out, you can get over the front and turn by leaning, and that makes a big difference. So I'm really excited about this. Looks 10 out of 10. This totally has the hardtail party theme going on. It's got this rad fade from like a golden yellow all the way to neon pink, and there's a sparkle in this paint, and it looks really good with the gray. I think it's a sharp looking bike. We've got DTXM 421 rims. Those are a little bit narrower than what I would go with, especially if I was putting i9 hubs on it, but that's just me. We got 2 3s front and back. We got a Recon in the back and a DHF up front. This is a 120 TPI Recon, so it's going to ride softer than a 60 TPI Recon. Basically, it's a trail bike, and I think more hardtails should be trail bikes. We're all trying to push them into this enduro hardcore hardtail category because they look so cool in photos. But most of us aren't riding hardtails in that terrain, and I think a trail bike with good aggressive modern geo is the way to go. And it's nice to see a sensible ride with 2 3s, with not a ton of travel, 66 head angle. I think this should ride pretty awesome. The main questions are, how stiff is the frame going to be, and how does that geometry feel with the 66 head angle? And I'm curious because I'm really interested in the Honzo ST, the steel model, which I assume has the same rear end as the ESD, which is a supple bike, and that bike feels really comfortable. So if the Honzo ST has the same rear end as the ESD, which it may or may not, it's going to have a good ride quality without the super aggressive 63 degree head angle, and I think a 66 degree head angle might be better for most riders. Or the other question is, does the aluminum one ride so well that I'm not even tempted by the steel one? We'll see. So Kenny, thank you so much for sending this to me. You guys are awesome. Thanks for watching. There's a party in the mountains, and you're invited.